So, al-Bukhari has always been the target of a lot of criticism. Naturally, I mean, he's the most famous, most popular muhaddith, arguably of all time, right? However, this is a very unfair criticism. Now, forget that al-Bukhari has been praised by his peers and his students and his teachers, but I'm going to approach this at a different angle. The answer to the question of why trust al-Bukhari. It's not just that he is the Imam of the Muhaddithin and that he's always been referred to as a major trustworthy scholar and that even his greatest enemies didn't accuse him of fabricating hadiths. However, there's a different aspect to this that is often overlooked. There are works called mustakhrajaat, and these mustakhrajaat are basically works that are complementary and that have been written and based around these original works, like, for example, Sahih Bukhari. So what these authors would do is they would narrate the same hadith that al-Bukhari narrated, for example, and they would narrate from his teacher or his teacher's teacher. In other words, they would skip al-Bukhari. They would narrate with their own chains, and they would skip al-Bukhari by doing so. So, for example, the first hadith in Sahih Bukhari, hadith إنما الأعمال بالنيات, is a hadith which al-Bukhari would narrate from al-Humaydi from Sufyan. And Abu Nu'aym al-Haddad would narrate the same hadith from his chain, from Muhammad bin Kathir from Sufyan. They would both meet up at Sufyan, and the hadith would carry on. And Abu Nu'aym al-Haddad does that for all the narrations in Sahih Bukhari. And you had a bunch of these mustakhrajat, for example, mustakhraj al-Bujayri and mustakhraj al-Milanji, which are available online. They're in manuscript form at the moment. There are other works, other mustakhrajat that have been lost, unfortunately, that were heavily relied upon by late scholars like Ibn Hajar, like mustakhraj al-Ismaili and mustakhraj al-Burqani. Of course, that's, even if we ignore, apart from that, we have the actual famous books of hadith like Sahih Muslim and the four Sunan and Musnad Ahmad. And these works also complement al-Bukhari because pretty much everything in al-Bukhari can be found in those works. So what I'm trying to say in response to this question of why trust al-Bukhari is that you don't need to trust al-Bukhari because everything that al-Bukhari narrates can be found in other books.